Are you serious? The New York Times correspondent Anthony Shadid died yesterday in Syria, reporting on the atrocities in the murder and the mayhem and the massacre and the meanness and the mud, this horrendous mentality from President Bashar Assad, Syria. He continues just to pound on the people and murdering them. And you know something? It's beyond anybody's ability to comprehend. And so several journalists have been killed. Nobody wants to even hardly dare to sneak in there and try to cover the atrocities that Assad is doing to the city of Homs and to the people also in the cities of Damascus and surrounding areas. Assad refuses to surrender power, even though now even a United Nations resolution was passed by a huge margin yesterday of 137 to 12 for him to step down and to hand the regime over, to get out of the way. Today is February 17, 2012, and I just wonder what really killed New York Times correspondent Anthony Shadid. They say he died of asthma. Let me read the article. This is coming from the Associated Press. A two-time Pulitzer Prize winner who strove to capture the untold stories in the Middle East. Conflicts from, he's been in Libya to Iraq to Afghanistan, of course, now Syria. He died yesterday, February 16th, 2012. He died in eastern Syria after slipping into the country to report on the uprising against its president Assad. Shadid shot in the West Bank back in 2002 and kidnapped for 6 days in Libya last year. Apparently, though, died from an asthma attack. I don't know about that. According to Times photographer Tyler Hicks, was with him and carried his body to Turkey. Literally packed his body all the way across the border into Turkey. Anthony was one of our generation's finest reporters, said the New York Times publisher Arthur Schlussenberger said in a statement. He was also an exceptionally kind and generous human being. He brought to his readers an up-close look at the globe's many war-torn regions, often at the great personal risk. He died of asthma attack? Let me just tell you what I think. It might have been asthma attack. I'm not a doctor, obviously. But there's been reports, folks, that Bashar Assad has been using chemical weapons upon the people of Syria, nerve gas, and different types of chemical weapons. And I'm just asking the question, did Anthony Shadid, did he die from nerve gas, from some type of anthrax, or some type of chemical reaction, chemical warfare that's being implemented upon the people of Syria at the hands of Bashar Assad? And the people that are doing it are actually scientists, chemical warfare scientists, lent to the Syrian President Assad from Iran and Russia. I don't know, but we already know reports of nerve gas is being used, or chemicals, nerve chemical weapons of war, anthrax type also is being used. So we're just going to wait and see what is the actual cause of death. It's hard to believe that a man 43 years old, in pretty good physical condition, who'd already been shot in 2002 while in dealing with the Palestinian uprisings, and even held captive last year 6 days in Libya in the uprising against Muammar Gaddafi, would then just die of a simple asthma attack in Syria. I just think we need to take a look at it. Take a serious look at it. Things are going on, folks. It's getting wicked. It's getting dangerous. And that's just one casualty. The real situation also is the fact that Assad continues to murder. And this is very important because I seen a report last night late on Anderson Cooper on CNN. There was a guy from Syria, and I wish I would have got his name. But he has been over there. He's been a YouTuber. He's been filming and getting live or videotape by way of YouTube to CNN, to different groups, of what all the murdering and the killing, the snipering, the massacring of the people of Syria. And he snuck out of the country, and he was actually being interviewed by Anderson Cooper last night. And the young man just telling of the horrific stuff that's going on right now to the people of Syria. I mean, there's just no reason. And like he said, this is not. He said after the United Nations passed that resolution 2 weeks ago, and Russia and China vetoed it and put the brakes on any help, he said it's just like Assad just opened the cannons, opened every weapon he had on the people. I mean, he just started murdering us, massacring us. The blood is flowing, and he's blowing up apartment buildings, shooting tanks, rolling over snipers and machine guns, and just mowing people down in the bread line, shooting little children. He said it's unbelievable. It's inhumane what's going on. It's horrible. And he said this is not a political war. This is not a Muslim war. He's killing Muslims, Christians, people of every type of ethnicity and every type of religious background. It does not matter. The people are begging for help. He's saying we need a no-fly zone. We need help. We need medicines. Kids are sick. People are wounded. Doctors can't get enough blood. There's nothing. There's no food. It's bad. So I just want you to pray for the people of Syria. Now, the Bible does tell us what's going to be the end result. And this is what's so sad about all this, is if you read in the scriptures, you can find it. It's not going to get any better at the immediate moment. Even with this last resolution passed yesterday, on February 16, 2012, even though there's 137 nations saying Assad must go, and 12 saying no, there were 16 others that abstained and did not vote. But of the 12 that said no, 2 of them, one was Russia, one was China. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Because what that does, that prolongs the help. And what that means is the murdering will continue. And the Bible says in Isaiah that, it tells you that Damascus will no longer be a city anymore. It's just going to become a ruinous heap. I'll read it to you. One verse. It's Isaiah 17, verse 1. The burden of Damascus. Behold, Damascus is taken away from being a city, and it shall be a ruinous heap. That is prophesied. Now, how does that happen? Jeremiah 49, 4 verses tells you how. Jeremiah 49, verse 23, the Bible says, concerning Damascus, Hamath is confounded, and Arpad, for they have heard evil tidings. They are faint-hearted. There's sorrow on the sea. It cannot be quiet. We know that the warships of Russia and America and the Royal Navy of England and the Canadian Navy and the French Navy, they're all in the sea just off the coast of Syria. Damascus is waxing feeble, which is the reports that this man was just saying. It turneth herself to flee. Fear has seized on her. The city is in peril. It's paralyzed with fear. Anguish and sorrows have taken her. We know that's true. We're seeing those reports. As a woman that's in travail, just about ready to give birth, I'm telling you, there's no turning back in what's happening to the cities of Damascus, Homs, and the places of Syria. How is the city of praise not left, the city of joy? What's happened to the great city of Damascus? Therefore her young men shall fall in her streets. We see that happening. And all the men of war shall be cut off in that day, saith the Lord of hosts. And I will kindle a fire in the wall of Damascus, and it shall be consumed, the palaces of Ben-Hadad. Here's what's going to happen. Assad will go down, but it will be so bloody, so way worse than what Gaddafi did. It's worse than Gaddafi and Libya and the fall there of Tripoli. It is going to be worse. Are you saved? I wish I had a better story for you. I wish I could bring you something nice to say about this situation, but you can't. What I can tell you about is there's hope in one man. His name is Jesus. He's the only one. He's the Prince of Peace. He's the only one that can bring peace to our troubled souls in this times of apocalyptic events. Call upon the name of the Lord, you shall be saved. Send me a personal message right here on YouTube. I want to be saved. I want